Woosah. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by all of the community guidelines rules. Don't break community guidelines, y'all. Good morning. I feel a tick on my head and he's sucking on my head. In the morning I'll be dead if he doesn't leave my head. Why won't he go away? Maybe he wants to play. All I have to say is I'll break you, I'll burn you, I'll cut you, I'll run you down, down, toilet until you spin around, round. Tick, 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 tick. Top of the morning to you. I'm going to visit my elderly mother in about 15 minutes in the Icelandic countryside, but I'll be here till then. Oh. All right. Well, you know, take good care of your mom. Take good care of your Icelandic mother. Vote! It's 2:30 a.m. in Australia, and I'm going to fall asleep to this. Damn. You guys are on just a whole different planet, huh? I'm just getting up. I'm just waking up. Getting started. You guys are all upside down over there. It's 3:39 p.m. in Iceland. Okay. Well, it's 8:39 a.m. in California. Hello from Britain. Rule Britannia, Britannia rules the waves. Britannia ever, ever, ever will be saved. That isn't even you guys' is Rule Britannia you guys' national anthem? It isn't even, is it? That would have been, that's a better national anthem probably than the one you guys got. Is Rule Britannia your national anthem? It should be if it isn't. Opinion on French people, you know. Más o menos, you know. I don't know. Like, French people are okay. Frenchies are okay. French chicks are pretty cute, I'll tell you that much. I like their accent, you know. It's kind of cute. If you were a dog, what breed would you be? Well, like a Saint Bernard. A Saint Bernard with the hot chocolate in the little barrel on his collar. That would be me. The fourth wall breaking in Wes Craven's New Nightmare is what ruined it. Like the trying to set it in a world that's aware of the it's just, it was bad. It was bad, bro. Some enchanted evening, you may meet a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room. I always thought it was whiskey in the little barrel. Yeah, it probably was, but you know, like when I was a kid, they used to tell us it was hot chocolate in there. That's what I learned when I was a little kid, is that they carried hot chocolate in there so that they could warm you up when they found you in the snow. What psychology or environment makes someone a sadist that enjoys torturing other humans? Well, I mean, like we're talking about, like, if you're talking about a sadist to the point of they're, you know, doing things to people against their will. That is from what we understand, like, it's a failure or a misfiring of the empathy centers of the brain, right? Most human beings have a centered sense of empathy. So when they see something horrible happen to another person, horrible maiming or bodily injury, they immediately recoil in horror and terror and empathy for that. And there are people on the planet whose, capacity for empathy is either very low or non-existent. An evil person, I don't like the word evil. It's a conversation stopper word. How many subscribers do you have? I have 40, and I only started 3 months ago. Cool. Well, congrats. I think I got 10,000. Something like that. I think I just recently crossed over the 10,000 threshold on this channel, which is cool. 10 and a half. Cool. Neato burrito. That's a lot of folks. $275. Very nice. Yeah, that's really good, Phoebes. You're building it up. You're doing it. You're doing the thing. You're building the thing. $4.4K views. That's nice. What is your favorite drink? My favorite thing to drink? Damn. Why is that such a tough thing to answer? I don't know, man. I like having drinks. I guess water, honestly. I hate to be the boring guy. But like when it comes to, like, when I'm thirsty as fuck, a big frosty glass of ice water, all fucking cold, is the only thing I want, really. You know what I mean? So how could that not be my favorite? I know, it's the most boring, obvious choice, but it really is true, though. Like water. Just give me water, man. Dude, ice water when you're parched, it's the best. It's the best. It's the greatest. It's the most fantastic. Some enchanted evening, you might see a stranger. Who's on your shirt? That's me. This is my Doomer shirt. See? Look, watch. I'll prove it. See? It's me. I really need to clip the eras of Paul convo. Yeah, the Paul eras. You guys have to decide all those because I lived them. I can't really. I don't have an overview. You know, you can't. We'll probably sell these again at some point, but for now, you can't get them. Was it weird when you started to see like professional artist levels of fan art? Yes. That started early for me too, dude. Like when I first started on DP, and like before I was even like really on DP, I was just like a guest. The first time I was a guest on DP, by the time I came back, so there was like maybe a month between my first appearance and my second appearance, maybe less, maybe a couple weeks. And by the time I came back, they had a whole segment pulled where they showed me all of these crazy drawings of me, right? Like people drew me as this big fat homeless dude and like a big giant clown and like a zombie. It was so weird to me to see people, because here's something that I didn't realize until I started on DP. And I didn't know this about myself. I have a very memeable face. Like I cut a memeable jib, you know? I didn't know that. I thought I was pretty normal looking dude, like pretty average looking, you know what I mean? But my aura is meme worthy, super meme worthy. And the amount of people that were like willing to use their talent to like draw me in different ways, it's crazy. But I didn't know. I didn't know that I had like a memeable appearance until I started doing this for a living. And I was like, whoa, okay. The empty face. Everybody loves the empty face. I remember someone, yeah, I have an oil painting of myself that's just like fucking beautiful, right? Beautiful, beautiful oil painting of myself. Dude, I can go get that. I'll show you guys, bro. It's fucking crazy. Careful with these. I really am not like super aware of how to properly take care of an oil painting, but this is you can see it's on a stretched canvas. This is done by an artist named David Cardew, and I think it's like fucking super cool, right? And it's like very recognizably me, even if it's a different era of my life, right? I love this. I love this. I love the color work on it. Look at it. I love it. It's fantastic. I have to go take it back inside and put it away now. I'm not gonna leave it out here. Fucking drippy ass nose forever. I'll post that painting in TJ's disc. I don't care what you do with it. And do whatever you want. Yeah, well, whatever you want, but I don't own it. Well, I don't own the right to show the image or whatever. You go for it. Wonder if oil painting guy does commissions. You could look him up. I haven't spoken to David since all those years ago. I think it was 2015 when I bought that painting from him. He didn't do it on commission for me. He did the painting and posted pictures of it in the fan community for DP, and I was like, whoa, guy, like, will you sell me that? And he was like, yeah, you know, it's gonna be expensive because I'm in Britain and shipping a painting from Great Britain to America is expensive. And I was like, I'll cover it. Like, ooh, I'll cover it. And so I did, and it shipped to me in a crate, which is crazy. It's the only thing I've ever really gotten, I think, that came in a crate. Came in a wooden crate filled with a bunch of like packing, you know, that like paper packing material and stuff, all wrapped up. But yeah, his name is David Cardew. You can probably find him. I think it's Cardew Fine Art, Cardew is how he used to go, but I don't know if he still goes by that moniker or has that site or does commissions or what. It's cold. Just started using GLSL shaders. Cool. Is it cold where you are? It's cold this morning. I mean, well, it's not cold. It's brisk. I'm in California, so it can't be that cold. Good morning, Pranav. What up, homie? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Concert. Oh, who you gonna go see? Who's live? Ugh. My poor hands are cold. It's cold. Oh, stinking fart. I'm gonna go see a stinking fart cover band. Yeah, $12. You can't beat that with a big stick. Crawling in my skin. I find myself again. My walls are closing in. Got a sense of confidence that I'm handed out because it's too much pressure to take. I felt this way before. So insecure. Ba 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 ba. Yeah, they better have a good lead singer. That's all I gotta say about that. They better have a lead singer that can kill that Bennington. I felt this way before. So insecure. Crawling in my skin. Nah, dude. If they suck, bring some Rotten Tomatoes, bro. Yeah, if they suck, you gotta pelt them. If you loved Sopranos, nope, 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 nope. There's one problem with the Penguin Show, and if you watch me enough, you probably know what it is. I'll wait. I want you to tell me what problem I have with the Penguin Show. If you listen to me enough, you know that there's one glaring issue about the Penguin Show that just cannot be fixed for Paul's ego, okay? Yep. Cape shit. Eventually, superheroes are going to come out, and it's going to be a cape shit show, and I don't care. I don't want it. I'm not interested in that character anymore. Oswald Cobblepot doesn't interest me anymore. I've seen him 9 different ways, in 8 different games, and 20 different movies. I just can't do it. Hello, Norway. How are you, Norway? Why don't you guys lighten up about weed? Norway. Can you lighten the fuck up about weed, Norway? From what I understand, you guys are just like weed fascists over there. Let the people smoke a little reefer. The skibbity filter is not on, no. Yeah, these earlier morning streams typically are pretty chill, especially on weekdays. Because if you think about it, the skibbities are on their way to school right now, or they're already sitting in their first class. You know what I mean? Skibbities are busy right now. Skibbities got shit to do right now. If it was a weekend, we'd be dealing with a lot more skibbity. Got a bird's nest in that beard. Oh, I wish. I wish I had little peepers living in my beard. Assuming they're actually paying any attention in class. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But either way, they're probably not allowed to be trolling around in my chat room right now. The skibbities are, at least have to pretend to be listening to the teacher. I'm already a Disney princess. It's just well known. Like, they're going to make a Disney movie with me as the Disney princess one of these days. It's going to be called, like, Lumpy. Or something, you know? Chubby. rolls, something like that. It's going to be called something like that. My skibbity slips through the cracks here sometimes, but I try. Yeah. I mean, you're a little bit skibbity sometimes, but it's okay. Lumpy. What? I am. I'm lumpy. Like there's no use denying it, bro. I'm lumpy. In Norway we have bad weed, but the hash is golden. Aren't you? But yeah, but aren't you? Because like I remember there was a story about Snoop Dogg came to Norway, and you guys like busted him and banned him from Norway because he had weed. And it's like Norway. Oh, that was Sweden? Oh, okay, never mind. I take it back. I thought it was Norway, though. We're awful about weed. We truly suck. Yeah, what is up with that? Why are you guys so hard against weed? Weed is good. Scientology took over Sweden? No. Nah. That's fucking crazy if true. I hadn't even heard of it. I'll have to look it up. In fact, fuck it. I'm gonna go get my phone right now. Let's see. Church of Scientology v. Sweden. Recreational marijuana is illegal in Sweden, where strict, even repressive drug policies belie the country's progressive image. Sweden legalized medical marijuana in 2012, but the program is highly restrictive, and the Scandinavian country has yet to legalize recreational. In addition, Sweden has some of the strictest policies regarding CBD. In 2019, the country's Supreme Court ruled that CBD oil containing any THC is a narcotic preparation and falls under the country's narcotic control laws. Also, while the country did legalize the use of cannabis for medical reasons in 2012, it was only 5 years later that the country approved 2 licenses for patients to use a type of low THC cannabis flower supplied by Dutch cannabis provider Bedrocan. Under Sweden's Act on Penal Law on Narcotics, anyone who unlawfully transfers narcotic or possesses, uses, or otherwise handles narcotics shall, if he acted willfully, be sentenced for a narcotic drug offense to imprisonment for not more than 3 years. For minor drug offenses, though, such as possession of cannabis, the penalty can include fines or 6 months of imprisonment. I couldn't find any like major articles connecting. Let's see. Cannabis remains the illicit substance most commonly used in Sweden. However, lifetime prevalence of cannabis use amongst the general population remains low in comparison with other European countries. Though the percentage of young people who use illicit drugs has remained relatively stable during the 2000s, there are signs which a slight increase in frequency which they use drugs. Among 18-year-old students who have used illicit drugs, almost 2/3 have used cannabis only. Slightly under 1/3 have used other drugs, and 5% have exclusively used other drugs. So once again, like everywhere else, a huge preponderance of the drug policy in Sweden is dedicated to fucking marijuana enforcement. 7 years for selling a baggie in fucking Great Britain. See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. I don't even fucking like that shit, bro. Luxembourg is chill. Y'all are welcome to come. Dude, like we could dude, we're big guys. We could take 3 steps and be through Luxembourg. Paul, what do you think if Google owns YouTube, trains their AI to create DFF replica and starts competing with you? Oh shit. Then, I mean, the rest of my life I would be fighting against a robot then. Because I'll be damned. I'll be damned. You know, they can take whatever they want from me. They can't take me from me. Okay? Me is really the only thing I got. So I'll fight tooth and nail over that. How did you misspell Luxembourg, though? If you're from Luxembourg, how did you misspell Luxembourg? You know what I mean? That seems weird to me, bro. How did that happen? You feel me? How is it that my retarded American ass knows how to spell Luxembourg? No, it's Luxem, B-O-R-G-E. It's Luxem, no. No, it's wrong, bro. I'm gonna look it up right now and I'm gonna fucking show you. Either that or I'm wrong. Yeah, right there, boy. Boom. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Now, why are you from Luxembourg and you don't know how to spell Luxembourg, bro? How'd that work? How'd that happen? I just looked it up, bitch. I just showed you the spelling of Luxembourg. It's Luxembourg. The Grand Duchy of Luxembourg. Different spelling in different languages. I speak 5. Oh. Why would you guys have an easier spelling for Luxembourg than we do? Okay? What the fuck is up with that? Why are we doing the hard Luxembourg, and then you guys are just running around going Luxemburg. Howdy doody Luxem bitch. I just don't know, player. Isn't it like Bournemouth? Isn't it Bournemouth? Something like that. Your hair looks beautiful like my cat's hair. Aww. That's so cute. Do you have a pre-DFF stream ritual? No. Well, kind of, yeah. I get like my liquids ready to go. Get my weed ready to go. Get my lights turned on. It's really nothing special. What animal would you turn into if you were a druid? A capybara. In Luxembourgish, it's Letzberg, for example. German is Luxembourg. So which one is the B-O-R-G fucking crap? And why don't we just stop using that? It doesn't make any sense. I grew up my whole life spelling it that way. Wo je nionai jeshe. Paul, the only official name you should use for any country is the one they submit to UN. Yeah. Which one did you guys submit to the fucking UN? Eh? Ni chong chong mai zhongwen shu. Very rarely are DFF episodes not good. If the topic doesn't interest me, usually guys, yeah. I mean, that's, you know, that's what we try to do. Paul, as you do these streams, what have you learned? Any interesting tips to someone trying to do this? It's kind of funny. It's like, I needed to learn how to ignore the camera thing because it was very weird for me when I first started doing like vlogs back in like 2006, 7. I really had to like get used to the idea that the camera didn't need to be looked into all the time. It wasn't another person, but you kind of have to get the mentality that it is, right? And so that's what I do. And it's just automatic now. It's not something I do on purpose anymore. I treat you guys like you are sitting in a chair right across from me, right? And so the eye contact that I make, the gestures that I use, the tone that I take and stuff is very similar to the tone I would take with you if you were sitting right across from me. It helps me to fix the disconnect that I feel like happens when you're a lot of people would say I sit back here all day and talk to myself, right? From a certain perspective, that's what I'm doing. And so in order to do that conversationally, you have to kind of create a second person. I wish I could say you were wrong with it. I know. Well, I mean, like, libertarianism doesn't work. This, like, let's slash the government apparatus that helps people doesn't work. It never does. It always leads to fucking cratering in a country. It's just, I stare directly into your eyes. What was that? Camera paranoia? Do you ever get camera paranoia? No. You have to explain to me like what that's like. I can't say that I experience things like that, but it's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Oh shit, is it Friday? It is. Banger. Eternal banger, bro. Eternal banger. Way bigger banger than it has any right to be. Let's just put it that way. Paul, would it be weird that people who watch you regularly know more about you and your personality than you know about them? It's creepy if you think about it. I don't find it creepy. I just find it lopsided. I mean, it's you're definitely right. It's lopsided, and it's a hard thing for people. I think it's harder for people on the other end, right? Because for me, I never, presume that I know anything about you guys. So you, and I'm not saying you in particular, I'm saying you as a conglomerate of the audience, you are the one with the assumptions, right? And I can't make those generalized assumptions, right? I know that song is insane. That song is wild. My fiance just said she wishes she was you. Are you sure about that? Yeah, that's a monkey's paw wish if ever I heard one, bro. Like, oh, you want to be Paul Zigo? You know what I mean? Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously. Like I said, a conglomerate of the audience. You know, we're you and I are friends, long time. Yeah, we know personal shit about each other, sure. But like the average person that's in here watching me, even if they watch me every day, you know, I don't know shit about shit. Yeah, it was pretty gross, huh? Definitely not for the meek, not for the like faint of heart when it comes to like if you're in, like gore freaks you out or whatever. But yeah, it was a great movie. Why do female singers flame out in their late 30s, or is it not gender based? I mean, I don't think they always do, but there's something about look, music and sex are inherently packaged together, right? If you, once again, under the principle that everything is psychology, how is music sold to you, right? It is sold to you via lifestyle. It's sold to you via, super attractive and talented people, right? People that are traditionally attractive and traditionally talented, and they sell you that fantasy. And so sexuality and sexiness, I guess, is, look, good, bad, right, or wrong, youth is centered in sexuality, not just in the West. It's just, human beings look at a person in the prime of their life, and that tends to be the standard for sexiness. And so when you talk about like a female pop star, right? Look at them. They are selling their voice and they're selling how they look, their body, right? The visual of their body. And, people don't look like they're 20 through their 30s and into their 40s without tons of weird plastic surgery. It just doesn't hold up. It's like a piece of what you were sold is now no longer there, and less people, and it's sad that it has to be that way. It's sad that it's like a physical judgment on how a person looks. But that's what it is. You can't sell the I'm young in my sexual prime, I'm an ingenue kind of fantasy about a 44-year-old woman, right? No, I mean, I'm in the same boat, Ghoul. I was fascinated by it. Well, I mean, you have to understand, too. Hideous looking is relative, right? Plus, wouldn't it be strange for you, hideous looking? That's an interesting question. It's probably impertinent to ask a blind person, but like there's that scene in that movie Ray about Ray Charles where they reveal how Ray sizes up a woman. When he goes to shake their hand, when he meets them, he feels their wrist and touches their skin and stuff and figures out whether they're hot or not. Like, by what mechanism would you be aware if a woman was attractive or unattractive, right? Now, of course, I'm presuming a lot of stuff here. I'm presuming that you've been blind since birth. Maybe you aren't. I'm presuming that you're 100% blind and maybe you're just visually impaired, right? And so there's a lot of that, right? But it's interesting to me, the idea of a blind person participating in the typical kind of meat market shit. You're not totally blind. Okay, well, that answers the question. That answers the question then. Yeah. It's interesting. Blindness is interesting to me. It would be interesting to me how a person blind from birth would participate in the meat market, the kind of way we size each other up visually and judge one another because of our physical characteristics and stuff. I'm like that is interesting to me. Like, how do you develop how do you fantasize as a person who's blind from birth, right? Just talking about sexuality, right? You've never really genuinely seen a human being in your life, right? You don't know what to expect visually. So what is in there, right? Like what is the inner life of a person blind from birth like in comparison to a person who was born with sight? And how would you participate in a conversation like this, you know? I think a lot of it is instinct and hormones. Well, sure. I mean, yeah, obviously that is all kicked in for everybody. But I'm like wondering what the minutia, Paul, even if I was totally blind, wouldn't it be apparent to know somebody's appearance by proxy? No, right? Not without running your hands over them. I mean, yeah, I suppose I get what you're saying. I suppose you could make some inferences about a person, right? Like you'd know that, you know, I was probably traditionally male presenting, listening to my voice, right? You probably wouldn't be worried whether to call me sir or ma'am. Maybe in this world you would, but you know what I mean. You would be able to size up my maleness and probably a little bit about my size too from the timbre of my voice, right? So maybe that's true. Maybe that's what you're talking about. I've often wondered the same. What the fuck do they dream about? Hearing noises? Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is like, and it's one of those things that without being able to give sight to somebody like that and have them explain the difference, it's almost impossible to know, right? Like the human mind is like a vault. It's like a black box, right? What's really going on in there? Well, I mean, scientists are working on ways to read electrical impulse, to do this, that, or the other, right? But in terms of like what's actually going on up there, what do you see in your mind's eye when you close your eye, you know? Yeah, it's the fart of humanity. Always. Always gotta be. A hug could give a good indication. Yeah, I mean, you get like an idea of a person's general physical makeup, maybe, or at least an impression of it from a platonic hug. Paul, if I had the money, I would apply FDA to give me research exception to see what LSD effects are through blind person's broken eyes. Oh. Well, yeah, I mean, see, that's easier for me as a person who's tripped a lot to visualize, because a lot of the visual element of LSD for me is not what other people would typically describe. It's not like I'm seeing lizards. Like, it's, it's not a trip like portrayed in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas or something, where everybody in the bar turns into lizards. I've never had a trip like that. The visual effects that I see are fractal. They are slight derivations of reality, right? Something like a painting, across the room moving its mouth, right? Oh yeah, Janet Kardashian would take the substance for sure. She'd probably be hot as fuck too. Like, number 2 Janet Kardashian. Probably be pretty fucking hot. Probably try to take over real quick. Yeah. That's why I have to be honest with you guys. There are very few. In fact, I can't think of one. There's one movie I can think of off the top of my head that accurately portrays LSD. LSD is portrayed in a very fantastical way in movies and shows, because it is really hard to visualize and describe what's going on with LSD without being on LSD and experiencing it, right? So that's why it's easy, like, to bring it full circle, that's why it's easier for me to reconcile a blind person's trip, right? Makes me feel like the ground is taffy and like your couch is a big animal. That's kind of hot. Let me ask you this. Do you think Hollywood actors who are not blind but take blind roles are doing blackface towards the blind since they deprive? No. And see, I don't believe this at all. You know, I don't believe that portraying... Now, here's the thing. If they do it improperly, right? And they don't spend time studying with actual blind people and learning how they cope and the different movements of their bodies and the way they incline their head differently, right? If they don't take their time to do an actor's job, then yeah, it can be akin to that, right? I wouldn't say blackface, but it can be, you could say that's kind of like an offensive portrayal of a blind person. Ignorantly offensive, right? But when an actor does their job right, like, from what I understand, like Ray, I've already used it. Jamie Foxx did a really good job portraying a blind person in that movie, and of course he was facilitated by having a makeup rig that blocked his eyes, right? So he was blind in a lot of the scenes, right? And that helps, right? But he can't remove sighted instinct. That's the acting, right? What was the movie with the realistic trip? It's not even super realistic, right? But it portrays the feeling better than any movie I've ever seen. Have you seen the movie Almost Famous? The I am a golden god scene, right? You don't get to see what he's seeing, but you get to see how he's acting. And that, to me, is the most realistic portrayal of LSD in a film. first trip was at Woodward Park. We were befriending trees, and the night sky was a beautiful dark purple. That's cool. The shrooms in Midsummer? Yeah. But that's mushrooms. LSD and mushrooms are a different thing. I was talking specifically LSD in my example. Mushrooms, yes. I would say Midsummer is one of the better movies. It's a little bit stylized, right? But it's one of the better movies when it comes to its portrayal of the visual feeling of being on mushrooms, on a good fat dose. It's a really underrated movie, almost famous. I agree. Yeah, it's a great movie. I'll see how people act on it, but I wouldn't know that well. Yeah, yeah. It is really one of those things that if you want to know, you can't know till you know. People that are curious about psychedelics but have never done them tend to put a whole lot of burden on those of us that have had a lot of psychedelic experiences. And it's hard to explain to you guys that, like, some of the things that you're asking us, right, to explain to you are really not all that explicable, right? It takes a pretty talented storyteller to give a trip report that is relatable and not just a comedy piece. You know, like, oh, tell us about a crazy trip you were on, right? And are you really relaying the feeling of being on that trip? Are you accurately giving that description, right? Or are you just going for the laugh of it? Why isn't trip-related movies more common? It's an interesting concept. Because of what we're talking about here, Blind Programmer. Like, it's hard to portray in a way that isn't false. As a person that has wide psychedelic experience, if you asked me to make a movie about being on an LSD trip, I would love to tackle it as a challenge, but I don't know what kind of shit would come out at the other end. You're really talented. Your trip stories are amazing, especially the Munchkin one. But yeah, but you know, the Munchkin story, as funny as it is, right? I'm literally just leaning on the comedy of it. It wasn't funny to me in the moment. It might have been funny to an observer, right? But like, to give you the feeling of what it was like to be overcome with joy, you know, at the point of ego death, when my consciousness left me behind and joined the great collective. And the representatives of the great collective that welcomed me were the fucking Munchkins from Wizard of Oz. You know, that wasn't funny to me. It was beautiful. Like, I wept with joy. So, you know, I tell the Munchkin story and everybody goes, ah, but really I'm just leaning on the comedy of the situation as an outside observer. I'm not really telling you what it was like to be a Munchkin. To have my consciousness drift away from Paul and towards the collective of Munchkins. Specifically, the little actors that played the Munchkins. I was not a Munchkin. I was a dwarf. Climax and End of the Void are good trip movies. They don't really get across what it's like, but they're good, yeah. It's got to be weird. Yeah, weird doesn't really cover it. I mean, it was a life-changing moment. It was a beautiful moment. It may have been the strongest example that I've had of true ego death up till that point. I've been there since. But it was beautiful, and like weeping from joy. When's the last time you wept from joy? I can't even tell you when the last time I wept was, period, right? But when's the last time you wept from fucking straight joy? It was like plugging into the infinity circuit, bro. I think acid enhances creativity and opens vistas. It may be mind opening and it may be good and limber, like to limber your mind up and take you in a creative direction, but it doesn't take a non-artist and make an artist out of them, right? Because your trip is so informed by your experience. That's another thing you can't explain. It's like, I can tell you what my trip is like, but you don't have my experience, so the context of the trip is completely lost on you. Well, the same would be true for your trip, right? I like writing horror stories when I trip. Cool. It's interesting that I've never felt the need to abuse psychedelics. I feel they're unique that way. Well, yeah. I don't. Well, maybe I don't know. I know that there are some people that take it a little far. I'm one of those people, right? I've done it. I've done inadvisable amounts and stuff of psychedelics a number of times in my life. Inadvisable, but not necessarily negative for me. I've never had a bad trip, and so it's like, but I've definitely abused psychedelics here or there. I've had one or two bad ones, so I don't do LSD anymore. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. That's why, like, asking somebody to describe it. Can you theorize the logic behind the ban of acid by the government? Are these pharmaceutical corps behind this? Um, I don't know, man. When it comes to psychedelics, I think that the potential for somebody, like, here's some things that you have to think about, right? You could dose somebody on psychedelics without them even knowing. Psychedelics are not something that it is hard to sneak into somebody's food and shit. And that person, once under the influence of that being, is going to be scared and suggestible. So I could see the opportunity for the abuse of psychedelics. And in fact, we have anecdotal evidence of such in cults. Oftentimes, psychedelia is used in cults in order to make people more malleable and open to the ideas of the cult leader, right? Most, the easiest example of this is the Manson family, right? I mean, he kind of fostered this environment of constant psychedelic use. And as a result of that, a lot of the people that were doing his bidding and involved in his shit, like, how do you even make the argument that they knew what they were fucking doing? Is the tourney of terror today? It's tomorrow. To be honest with you, we're waiting on TJ to know what even is happening today. You know, either TJ is going to hop on and make a video and, like, pimp the tournament of terror tomorrow, or he's going to let us know, like, hey, I want to do a quick, side bracket to try it out, to pimp it. Well, I'm not sure. He's supposed to get a hold of us at some point today. And so, but the Tournament of Terror, the big one, will be tomorrow, Saturday. No, there's not going to be a traditional onion nuggets today either way. TJ is kind of working on all the visual stuff for the Tournament of Terror. He's not sure if he's going to be able to get it done today. And if we did anything today, we would want to do a little test bracket to kind of like tease people to the format that haven't seen it before, right? Or that maybe, you know, haven't seen one before. Maybe they're aware of it, but they just haven't watched a whole one before. So I would like to do that. I think we would all like to do that, but it's kind of dependent on whether TJ can get all the materials together and shit. He's going to let us know. I still don't know what horror movies to check out. I mean, dude, there are so fucking many. Pick your poison, bro. The thing about horror is I could sit here and list horror movies to you, but really one of the great things about horror movies is jumping in not knowing anything. Classic TJ getting it prepped last minute. That's, you know, TJ's a red light performer. You know what I mean? He works best under pressure. I'm the same way. I need some more coffee. I'll be right back. Evil Dead Rise sucked. Ugh. Did you guys see this wild shit where fucking Tucker? Let me see if I can find it, because I'm just, my impersonation is not going to do it justice. You guys see this Tucker shit? Man, why are these so long? Oh, God fucking damn it. Yeah.
There has to be a point at which Dad comes home. And he's pissed. Dad is pissed. He's not vengeful. He loves his children. Disobedient as they may be, he loves them. Because they're his children, they live in his house. But he's very disappointed in their behavior. And he's gonna have to let them know. He's gonna have to get to your room right now and think about what you did. And when Dad gets home, you know what he says? You've been a bad girl. You've been a bad little girl and you're getting a vigorous spanking right now. And no, it's not gonna hurt me more than it hurts you. No, it's not. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna hurt you a lot more than it hurts me. And you earned this. You're getting a vigorous spanking because you've been a bad girl. There has to be a point at which...
So now we know what Tucker Carlson beats off to. We know what Tucker Carlson's kink is. Alice, of course. What the fuck, bro? that happened. That's real. Like, what? That's wild. I know. A vigorous spanking, dude. Tucker watches Stormy vids. Yeah, dude, he lathers himself up with orange body paint and puts on like a cockatoo wig. Sits and watches Stormy Daniels porn. A vigorous spanking, yeah. Oh, he was into it. He was way into it. He went back to the well like 4 times. You've been a real bad girl, and daddy is going to give you a vigorous spanking. And it's going to hurt you way worse than it hurts me. Because you've been a bad little, dirty little girl. It's like... Paul, hi, happy Friday. I'm meeting Art the Clown. Cool. Cool, tell him what up. Tell him the TJ Banana story, dude. I want Art to Clown to... dude, you have to tell him the TJ Banana story. I want TJ to know that Art the Clown knows the banana story. Oh my God. Dude, please tell Art the banana story. Tell him he needs to know about the banana. If Art the Clown knows about the banana, that is the best, dude. Please tell Art about the banana. Please tell Art about the chocolate banana, dude. That's how it works, though, programmer. That's how it works, dude. You're hot, then you're cold. You're yes, then you're no. You're up, then you're down. You're in, then you're out. Nature to business. That song really is more about the relationship of a content creator to his existing and prospective audience. That's what that song is about. You're hot, then you're cold. So sometimes people are like, damn, Paul's ego's on fire. And then sometimes people are like, damn, Paul's ego's lost his will to fucking even like try to be decent. You know, so I'm hot, then I'm cold. I'm yes, then I'm no. Dude, I totally agree with Paul. Dude, Paul's a retard. I'm in, then I'm out. That's obvious, right? Damn, Paul's the hot thing right now. I fucking love Paul right now. Versus, man, Paul fell off. You're up, then you're down. Damn, Paul's really on the rise right now. Damn, the numbers are looking bad for Paul, right? In and out of your mom. In and out of your mom. Ow, ow. I hate how some people give Tucker a pass just because he defended Julian Assange. I don't know any of those people, so that's good. I'm doing well because I don't know a single one of those fucking people. So I must be doing good in my personal life. Because I don't know none of them motherfuckers. We fight, we break up, we kiss, we make up. Hey, Paul, I used to watch you back in the day and then kind of became a hater. But lately, I've realized that you were right about a lot of stuff, and I've really been enjoying your content. Just wanted to say, what up? We fight, we break up, we kiss, we make up. You're wrong, then you're right. It's black or it's white. Right? It's about content creation. It's about the relationship between an artist and their fans. It's not a breakup song. I mean, a lot of people in show business don't really go by their real names. It might shock you, but my name is not Paul Zigo. Yeah, having a fucking stage name is as old as the hills, so I don't call her a grifter for that. Oh, the Doomer Paul hoodie is fucking, dude. It's comfy as fuck. I love my Doomer hoodie. What? Say what? Do you remember when you got the most readably, readily despised and disgusted look from a wild animal? No. Are you a Trumper? You're black, then you're white. You're wrong, then you're right. Like, why would you? Why would like? No, dude. No, don't. Trust me, he don't need your cheerleading, man. It looks like he's gonna win anyway. But no, I'm not a Trumper. But I'm not a Kamala thumper either. You know, I'm a normal human being that is looking with sad astonishment at the retarded level that politics has, you know, found itself at in 2024. Hello, Poland. 2016 to Electric Boogaloo. Man, it's cold out here, bro. My hands are chilly. Chilly Willy frozen. Watch JD Vance on Theo's pod. Way more likable than I'd presumed. Here's the thing about JD Vance, right? That makes him like a decent pick for Trump is like JD Vance is media trained to the umpteenth degree. He is used to being in front of cameras. He is used to being a politician. He knows what to say and how to say it. He knows how to pivot. He knows all this shit and how not to look flustered in the moment, right? That is something that Kamala lacks. That is something that Trump lacks. It is something that Tim Walz lacks, right? He's the only person in this race that is media trained. He was far more competent during the debate than I'd like to admit. I mean, I wouldn't like competence. Yeah, competence at debate. The shit he was saying was no different than the shit Trump says, right? It was just patent absurdities coming out of his mouth. But his ability to look composed while spewing patent absurdities versus Tim Walz's inability to look composed while he was, for the most part, trying to check that, right? That's a loss for Walz and a win for JD Vance in the eyes of a lot of people that were watching. But yeah, it's true. He is the only person in this race that has genuine media training and the kind of talent it takes to abide by that genuine media training. There's some hot coffee in there, baby. At least Obama told sweet lies. with an intellectual tone. This feels like your first grade teacher running for office. Yeah, I know. Dude, it's wild. Dude, some of these, like, Kamala Harris impersonations are fucking crazy. Like, I could never do it, but, like, some people are getting this Kamala Harris impression down. Like, really down. I saw one the other day that was just wild. Let me see something here. Can I, nope. Well, this lady is really good. I've seen her too.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
I started impersonating VP Harris. In
God damn it.
2019, I did a comedy show.
It's a news story on her. Fuck you. I saw a lady. It was just, I was doom scrolling. And I saw a lady. I don't want to do like Maya Rudolph because it's okay. Maya Rudolph's is okay. But I saw a lady that had it absolutely down.
Kamala Harris, I wanted to have you here
Oh,
today
this
to
lady,
talk
I
about
think.
your positions, not only in politics, but also in the bedroom.
Oh my god, thank you, Alex. I'm so happy to be here. I love calling her Danny. Do you know what the strongest weapon a woman has in this world?
The Gluck 9000.
Their voice. But I do carry a Glock. It's...
People want to talk fracking. I want to talk fracking.
To let the daddy gang know, I relate to you. I deal with the same problems you deal with. We're all horny girl bosses, just trying to get to the top, And being middle class,
Are you into bondage?
Oh my god, Alex, when I was a prosecutor, I put a lot of men in handcuffs.
Let's talk Donald Trump.
Let me be clear, Donald Trump is neither mindful, nor demure, nor brat. Okay, when I'm elected, I will be the first president to pee sitting down.
What about FDR?
What about FDR? That's the best Kamala I've seen. That lady. I hadn't seen that video.
Well, yeah, because there's a difference between like imitating with like the words they've already said versus creating a new thing.
Yeah, she was saying things that Kamala probably wouldn't say there, but she had the body language.
Yeah.
Kamala has this like hunched over
That's
kind
a
of.
sign of a good impression
Yeah.
when you can like freeform.
Yes, exactly.
Because that other guy that could do Trump really well, he didn't really freeform with him ever. He was very focused on doing it exactly how he spoke on stage.
Are you talking about Shane Gillis?
I felt like he didn't really create.
Yeah, well, he does it better now. Cause like, watch, I'll show you.
I felt like he focused very much on.
Yeah,
what he said.
the one that went viral was very much him just repeating something exactly how Trump said it. But watch, I'll show you. Because he's continued to do it. Yeah. And now he goes on Kill Tony, that thing. Let me see. Yeah.
Joe, you can do nothing to me. I would hurt you severely, and everyone here knows it. I would beat Joe's ass so badly, frankly. Trader Joe, that's what we call this guy. He's sold out this country.
3 times you got married.
Honestly, that's not that bad.
Your chin and your neck are one.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of women like that. There's good people on both sides of this, and we need to...
Well, it was more like a parody debate. They had a Biden impersonator there that was really good, too. But yeah, no, Shane Gillis's Trump impersonation started the way that you said, where you could tell he just listened to him say, Abu Baghdadi al-Bakari is dead. He died like a dog. Right? He did that and did the very same things. But now he's
He's just because he had to work it into his act because it's what he really kind of blew up for.
Yeah.
Is there anybody out there who does a good Giuliani impersonation? I've never seen one, bro. Giuliani is tough because he's so visual.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard. His mouth is so weird that the sounds that come out of it are so. I don't know, man. I've never seen one. If you can find one, I'll take a look at it. But
I think visually, fucking Danny DeVito.
what do you mean?
For Giuliani, like visually.
Visually, but yeah, Danny DeVito's not a great impressionist, so he's just gonna be Danny DeVito. But yeah, I mean, like maybe visually speaking, I'm not even talking about an actor. Like that lady's not an actor; she's just a TikToker that went viral because she's a good impressionist. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I've never seen somebody do a good ass Giuliani. He's kind of inimitable in that way. There are some people that are like that. It's like some people are very easily imitated, and some people are just inimitable. Hello, smooth skin. Yeah, I know Scotty just closed the shirt sales, so that means they've gone to the thing for silkscreen printing, and then they get shipped. So those of you that pre-ordered, you know, soon, smooth skin, soon. You just don't get to have any lap at all this morning. He's gonna sit right on your lap.
Yeah. Oh, could you move real quick?
Yeah. What? I know I was muted. Amelia asked me to mute.
I had a question that you guys aren't supposed to know about yet.
Yeah. She didn't want to spoil.
Yeah.
Good thing I can read lips. I actually can, yeah. It doesn't matter if some people are reading my lips. It wasn't like we were giving bank account numbers or anything.
Yeah.
It was more just talking about the upcoming Tournament of Terror and scheduling stuff that's up in the air right now.
Yeah.
That's all it was. If I really was like going to be talking about something I didn't want anybody to know,
get up and
I would go like, "See you later, guys," and yeah. Dude, I love the Tournament of Terror. It's my favorite like recurring thing we do. And it's such a unique piece of content. The idea of having these fantasy battles between people that really rely on the storytelling and argument ability of the hosts. I love that. Plus the randomness of the roles, right? It's just it's a fun thing, and I'm glad that we're keeping it going. And this one's going to be the biggest one yet. This is the biggest Tournament of Terror yet. More combatants this time, shooting for the throne. New rules. Old combatants, old returning champions. brand new, fresh combatants that you never thought you'd see. New battlegrounds, new twists, new allies. The game is changed, and it's bigger and long. This year is going to be, I will call it, shaping up to be the longest, if that's your thing, Tournament of Terror, because there are going to be 24. I'm revealing info. 24 combatants. So we're splitting the bracket. It's like doubling up, basically, because it's 24. It's 12v12. And then that immediately becomes another, well, it becomes 6v6, but 2 brackets of 6v6, basically. So there's one opening initial round that's super long, like 12 combats, which sorts people into basically 2 brackets, losers and winners. It's going to be fucking wild. 24 combatants, handpicked by us. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be some salt, too, because there are some people in there that people don't want to see. Some people in there thought they'd never see. Some people in there that maybe on the face of it don't even make sense that they're in there. Some people in there, there's questions as to whether they're too overpowered to even get in there. There's people that want us to do like brackets. That's not how monsters work, bro. Okay. They fight each other. Shit happens. Oh, there's going to be salt. Old wounds are going to be opened up because presiding over the entire Tournament of Terror is the ultimate champion, Pinhead, who gets home field advantage. Right? So whoever wins, they get the crown of this year's Tournament of Terror bracket winner. But if they want the fucking belt, Pinhead is standing there waiting. He doesn't have to fight a single motherfucker. He can just sit there spinning the lament configuration, watching everything unfold and planning.
And we have a twist.
Mm-hmm. Multiple twists. It's a twisty, turny event. And it's going to be crazy. And I always have so much fun doing it. So I look forward to it. It's going to be awesome. Well, is there a reason why you stopped addressing some kayfabe, or you still do, but I'm too stupid to notice? I don't know what you'll have to be more specific. I'm not sure. We still do kayfabe shit. Pinhead will always be the winner of my heart. Me too, Alice Ann. But look, there is no denying. Like if you watched the last Tournament of Terror, there is no denying that Pinhead benefited heavily from the random nature. Pinhead's luck was on point. He was given the perfect kind of foils, the perfect twists, the perfect the fields were perfect for him. He ended up with home field advantage in the championship against Pumpkinhead. But this year it's new. Because like Pinhead wouldn't play by the same rules as Pumpkinhead. Pinhead, it's like WWE. Pinhead is like, look, if you want to even challenge me, you got to beat everybody else. You got to show me that you're even worthy. So he doesn't have to do shit. But sit back. And whoever fucking comes out at the end after this 24-person battle, right?
You know what my favorite, critical role was last time?
What?
That realizing that Predator can't see cold things, those zombies were gonna fuck it all up.
Yeah. I mean, hey, one of the things, because I advocated for quite a few characters this year that are non-traditional. they're going to be heavily influenced on rolls, right? But if they roll correctly, even partially correctly, they're going to be very powerful. But they might just get raffle stomped. I mean, and then like some of the people that are overpowered in a lot of people's eyes, right? I remember there was a lot of fuss about the alien queen last year. Will she be coming back? Is she too big and kind of like prepared for what this is to even really be in this? Should we have weight classes? Is she too big and giant and impervious? And, I'm not going to say anything about whether she'll be back or not, but those are the types of questions that constantly cause salt in these tournaments. And I got to tell you, with 24 combatants, it's going to be a melee in the comments. The chat is going to be going wild. There's going to be salt.
This is the episode to be the actually guy.
Yes.
You can make a strong argument that something is going to cripple someone based on some obscure movie lore.
Yeah, this is actually guy the episode for sure. So it's going to be nuts. It's going to be nuts. Yeah, and there's a really major twist, too. There's a bunch of twists that everybody rolls. Positives, negatives, benefits, detriments. But there is one big overarching twist that we will reveal right at the beginning. That is amazing, right? It was such a great idea that I have to take credit for it. I have to. This was a Paul's ego. How do we work this character in idea? Oh my God, you guys are gonna fucking love it. I just want to spoil it, but I'm not gonna. You're gonna have to wait. And if you want to see all of it, you're gonna have to become a patron. That's just the way it works, bro. You might get a little taste on Saturday, a little first hour. A little hype. You want to see Patreon. And there's a free trial, too.
This is the hardest TJ has worked on a tournament, probably.
That's true every year.
Yeah.
The first time we did it, he worked hard on it, but it wasn't codified yet, and it was nowhere near what the second one was. And this one, well, just by nature of the fact that we've expanded the combatants by, I can't remember how many we started with last year. I think it was like 16. Mm-hmm. So almost doubled up on the combatants, really, if you think about it. It's like, it's going to be wild. It's going to be one for the ages. So many permutations that there's no way all of them come up. Just some wild shit on the list that could massively swing things one way or the other, No, we're going to do it live. It's going to be a live episode. We will probably do, I'm not 100% sure, but I imagine we're going to do the first hour for free. That's usually what we do.
Or at least a hype hour.
Like a hype hour, right? Yeah, we're going to go live on YouTube to get everybody like hyped up for it, give them a little taste of what they're going to get. And then we're going on Patreon. We're going behind the paywall, and it'll be patrons only.
Yeah. And it won't be a typical gauntlet where it's X number of hours and you're done. It's however long it takes to get through the brackets.
Yep. You know what? I got to be honest with you. I might be speaking out of turn on that. I might honestly be speaking out of turn on that. We might just do the whole thing public because it's a special episode, like the Christmas episode or whatever. Like, it might end up just being the whole thing is public. That might end up being the smart way to do it. So I don't know. That's up in the air as well, dude. Even the fucking basics of the tournament are up in the air. But become a patron anyway, fucker. Because I will tell you this. After the show, it'll go to Patreon. One way or the other, it's going to Patreon.
Yeah, if nothing else.
Right. But we honestly, we talked about the particulars of the rules of the tournament and shit yesterday. But TJ was so swamped with work for it that we didn't get into, like, I didn't even ask. Like, because it makes sense to me in my mind. The greedy me says, keep it public. You know what I mean?
So you can get them donos.
Yeah, let the super chats roll in all night. And if people really have an idea that they want let them donate. But I don't know. I can see it both ways, and I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. So well, I'm going to have to talk to the guys today. But yeah, no, I'm jazzed for the Tournament of Terror, bro. I always am. The Tournament of Terror has always been some of my favorite content that we do. It's the most fun to make. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's like bring your strong imagination with you. You know what I mean? And if you don't have one of those, or you're not really interested in kind of like imagining things, imaginary battles and stuff, don't worry about it. But most people that come to it seem to be dead into it. Yeah. Become a patron. Just resubbed. Yeah. The audience doesn't, I mean, the audience always has, because we always do these live, they always have a modicum of input, but they never get the ultimate deciders are us. And us being a triumvirate, in this case, creates an interesting situation because look, dude, there has to be kind of like, one person's not going to get their way. There needs 2% out of the 3 people chaotic consensus on things in order for things to move forward. That's what makes it, that's what's ultimately at the heart of it. So, yeah, the audience might make a good point that lead us to think about it different and may end up deciding it from that. But ultimately, how that's interpreted and what happens is just the 3 of us.
Paul be scheming.
Everybody is scheming, I hope. After 3 of these, I hope they figured out the game. Because I got to tell you guys, like, to me, part of what I love this show, it's a mini game to me. Can I riz my way to my favorite monster on this list being the winner? And the answer is, yeah. 2 times, let's be real. Pumpkinhead, that was my boy. I rode him like a fucking donkey all the way through the first Tournament of Terror, and he wins. Pinhead comes out in the second Tournament of Terror. That was my boy. Look, the luck rode him all the way there, but I just rode with him. Right? My money is on Xeno Queen. We don't even know if she's in the tournament, bro. Like I said, she was a very, very controversial combatant in Tournament of Terror 2. So you understand like your role, right?
Yes.
Cool. Sorry, I should have muted for that one, but it doesn't matter. Amelia is going to be monitoring, and she's going to have a piece of information that is critical to a twist. Something that is outside of the purview of the pessimists. That is only known by one trustworthy source in this entire world. Legit. Will you dress up, Paul? Spooky face paint? Nah, I want to be comfortable. I've never been a big dress up guy either. I thought about it. I was looking at like cheap pinhead masks. And I was like, honestly, like how long am I going to wear that? How long am I going to sweat through a pinhead mask and struggle to try and smoke a joint through a pinhead mask? I just don't, I've never been big as an adult. When I was a kid, I used to love dressing up, but I lost the dress up mentality in my teens, and I just never cared to do it. I don't like, and it's not just Halloween either. I'm not into cosplay. Like I never wanted to do that.
I'd say you're a fan of spooky season, but not necessarily Halloween all by itself.
Yeah, I'm a fan of. Well, I like spooky season because for me, it's always spooky season. Like horror is my home base genre. It's my favorite thing to watch. So I'm kind of always there. But I like it that I just like the remnants of what I remember of Halloween from my childhood, that being spooky season. I'm cool with that. But like dressing up and shit.
Handing out candy, we're gonna be crotchety, no candy.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a sign on our door saying, "Go away, no candy."
I don't know about the sign, but we'll just keep our fucking lights off. They'll know better.
Not because we hate children, but because Dinor, we don't want him blowing up 50 times in one night.
Yeah, not only that, but I don't want to be like in the spotlight of 90 mag lights as these fucking helicopter parents fucking. Yeah. It's just like, no, fuck off. Like, I would totally just get a fucking bag of candy and stuff, and I would deal with Dinor and put him off into the bedroom and let him chill. And I would deal with passing out candy if it was like it was when I was a kid. It was just fucking kids running around the neighborhood having a good time. Now that it's just like this big fucking... It's just so fucking weird, man.
Well, like, remember that first year? We thought people in the apartments would want to go trick-or-treating. We got a whole bag of candy and no one came.
Oh, yeah.
We're all doing fucking trunk-or-treat shit.
Yeah, I'm done with it, bro. I think a lot of people are done with it. Yeah. And, like, the decorations and shit, I just don't, you know. And spooky fake cobwebs, spooky fake spiders, spooky fake masks, and a spooky thing. And I'm just not into any of that. Like, none of that is... I like Christmas. See, I'm a Christmas person, I think. I don't need Christmas to be all fucking Christmassy, but I like it as a holiday. I like, you know, getting into the music for a couple of days, and I like going and seeing family and all that. Taking the kids trunk-or-treating because you have to work on Halloween. Why can't the kids go out while you're at work? Let the kids get into trouble. Let the kids trick or treat. Let them unleash the beasts on the neighborhood. They have the urge to purge. All right? And they get one night, October 31st, right? Devil's Night. Ding dong ditch. Okay?
Steal other kids' candy.
Yes, bag snatch. The whole nine. Let them off the leash. One time, helicopter mom. Let them go. Let them purge. It doesn't feel like Christmas when the mummers aren't here.
And do you get bag snatched?
Mm-hmm. 1 year. Next year, though, tried to happen again. There's a kid named Wade in the neighborhood. He was a bully. And me and my friend were about 7, and he bag snatched us. Bag snatched me, in particular. And so, kids. And so, my friend had a pellet gun. But you're going to hurt, like, it would hurt to get hit with it. And if you shot somebody in the face with it, you could put an eye out with it or whatever, right? And that went in my friend's bag with the intention of whipping it out if Wade and his little group of thugs came and tried to bag snatch. And sure enough, right in the same area he bag snatched me the year before, here comes Wade. And before he even walked up to start, whoosh, pellet gun was out. I looked over at my friend, and she told him, like, walk away. Walk away, I'll put one in you. And he was like, man, you guys fucking suck, blah, blah, blah. Talked a bunch of shit, but you know what he did? Turned on his heel and walked away. He wasn't trying to take a pellet in the head. And guess what? Last time a motherfucker tried to bag snatch me in the hood. Do you think October 31st, because we lost a sense of community because of serial killers and criminals? Yeah, we became obsessed with true crime and didn't pay attention as actual crime fell to its lowest fucking levels ever.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like a inverse relationship. I feel like as crime's gone down, crime reporting went up.
Mm-hmm. If it bleeds, it leads.
But I think that's more of a testament to just news being ascended in general.
Yeah. But true crime definitely has become a huge deal.
Yeah.
And it really started with OJ. People's obsession with like trials and killers and the intimate details of the lives of the victims and the killers and their relationship and the mystery. That started with OJ.
But it was 9/11 that started the 24-hour news cycle that feeds all the little local true crime stories.
Yep. If it bleeds, it leads. It's that plus that.
Local news is half, let's make the ladies pearl clutch.
Yep.
Anything else, baby?
Could you give me like a big ice water or something? Yeah. Thank you. I don't know if they're overwhelmingly female or whatever. That hasn't been my experience. Like TJ's like all into true crime shit. I watch it here and there. I'm not like, it's not like my favorite thing to do, but there a couple of channels I'll check out if I'm just looking for something to tune out to or go to sleep to or whatever. TJ's post gender. Oh yeah, I forgot. Whatever. I support his exploration, but I'm from the 90s, bro. I'm sorry. It's never going to sink home for me totally. I do my best. Run, run, run from the ghetto, bird. Oh, okay. There's gonna be an outage. It's gonna be a network outage in my area, or possibly one, I guess. Oh, thank you, baby doll.
Did you get a text or?
Yeah, Xfinity texted me and said that there might be an outage in our area. They're working on it or whatever, but I haven't noticed anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes phones back up and sometimes they don't.
Yeah. Mountain bike, riding on a mountain trike. I want to ride a mountain bike, but I'm afraid I'll fall off and hurt myself real bad, so. But I'd like to go on like a mountain biking thing, but I think I would just hurt myself real bad. I'd fall and I'd break a knee or knock my back out of whack or something. I'm too old, rattling my bones around that way.
I forgot what I went in there originally to do.
Oh, yeah?
Which was to get Tyler's brain.
Oh. Those e-bikes are fun as hell, dude. I want one of them e-scooters, bro. That's what I want. Though I've been eyeballing those, bro. I wouldn't get one here, but like if I move to a place that allows them, you know, or it's got a good little like. If I move to a place that allows them, I'm gonna take advantage of that shit, bro. Let's go. Land your little ass somewhere in my field of vision, and it is fucking over for you. Yes, this is a salt cannon. I'm in Ohio, close to West Virginia. Hills are brutal. I'm dying. Oh. Yeah. Get a e-bike, bro. Let it help you pull them hills, bro. Hopefully that bird just swooped down and ate them flies. That'd be awesome. E-bikes are fire hazards. They'll burn down your house. Oh, okay, never mind. Good looking out. They'll burn down your fucking house, bro. Shit. All right. Poopy doopy. All right. Bum bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum wow wow wow. Welp, I'm out of here.